let's see. Do we have? Can I share stream? That's not where I said. Alright. Oh. So today we are going to be making brownies from scratch. In order to do so, we need things. I don't know why it's not letting me. It only says that one. Why does it say that one? Okay. I don't know. So, anyway, we have our measuring cup with our milk chocolate. You want to do 1.5 cups of the milk chocolate things, morsels, which I need a bigger saucepan actually, I think. If I could find the stand again, that would be great. But I think somebody took off with it today. So that's not gonna work. So if we're using this saucepan to melt the chocolate and the butter together like it says. I don't know if you can hear me well. I'm losing my voice a bit. As always. Delicious. Quality check. So that's 1 cup. Morsels. Here's the other 1/2 cup. Missed one. We are using strawberry. You can use your favorite brand. It says you can use any kind of chocolate. We're just using milk chocolate because that's my favorite. This is a brand new recipe I found on Pinterest. It's called Best Homemade Brownie Recipe from Scratch. It says you can use all kinds of substitutes, like for vegans, if you're a vegan. And it says by someone called Laura. So if you ever want to go on Pinterest and look up this recipe yourself, you can. It's on Pinterest. It's called Best Brownie Recipe from Scratch. And it says it's by a person named Laura. So I don't know. So, let's see. Sorry, I'm taking it down for a second. This is the recipe I'm currently reading. So it says that we need 2/3 cup all-purpose flour, 1 tablespoon of cocoa powder, which is right here. Cocoa powder. 1/4 teaspoon of sea salt, which we have. The chocolate. There's butter, which I'm going to be melting in this. 3/4 cups of granulated sugar, which is just regular sugar. 2 eggs, and if you want like nuts and things, then you also have that. So those are the ingredients, and as you can see, this is the what I'm reading off of. So you know. I'm not sure how much is I have. one stick. Okay. Yes, I'm consulting the butter stick. It literally says on it that it's a half a cup is one stick. So that's going to be melting in this pot over here in this dough for me. And while that's doing that, because that needs to apparently melt together, we're going to put that on low, like it says to. So that goes over there. Then, I need to turn it over. Mix flour, cocoa, and sea salt together. Okay, how much flour did I say in? 3/4 cups. 3/4 of a cup. Coming right up. That's this big container right here. 3/4 of a cup of this guy. Right here. You also want to keep an eye on the chocolate so it doesn't burn. It's really convenient having these cabinets right here where I can just pull things out of. Really good. I'm just going to take all these out. Because why not? 2/3. This one's 2/3 right here. So I'm gonna scoop that and use the thingy on top because there's a leveler. So that's 2/3 of a cup of that in the pan. Ooh, I have a viewer. Hi, viewer. And just because we don't want it to burn, we're going to stir it. Need my chocolate. I'm going to move you so that you can see me, hopefully. Just doing my thing. Maybe a spatula would be better. I didn't think about that, huh? Which one would be better? Okay, so the chocolate's melting, but the butter's not really melting. So I don't know what to do in that case. Maybe I should melt the butter separately and then put it in the pan. This is my first time making this recipe, and for the first time I always try to follow the recipe by what it says. But I'm a little confused as to why the butter's not melting and the chocolate is. Yeah. Yeah, it says half a cup of butter. My chocolate's melting, but my butter's not. Oh, yeah, it is. Butter's melting a little bit at a time. That's good, I guess. As long as the chocolate doesn't burn. So who is my one viewer? Is it me? I think it might be me. But just Sean. He seems to pop up a lot. I don't really care. Just out of curiosity. So we're just gonna let this sit a little bit longer so that the butter might actually melt. In this bowl we have the flour. You can see me, right? Yeah. Well, the good news about this recipe is that it says it's vegetarian friendly. Not vegan, but vegetarian. So next it says cocoa powder. Cocoa powder. How much cocoa powder? Cocoa powder is 1 tablespoon. Just keeping an eye on this because I really don't want it to burn. Because chocolate burns easily. Hopefully today's video doesn't end up like yesterday's where I don't know what happened, but it cut off after a minute and 21 seconds for some reason. So our chocolate is melting nicely. Our butter still is not. But I have it on low like it says. And you want the chocolate to be nice and glossy when it's done. So we're going to let that continue to melt. And we're going to take our measuring spoon and our cocoa powder. And it says 1 tablespoon of cocoa powder. So we're going to do 1 good tablespoon cocoa powder. Now, my mom will tell you, and my sister will too, do not eat cocoa powder. It does not taste good. I've never eaten cocoa powder straight out of things, so I wouldn't know. But I've heard from people that you don't want to do it. It's not good. Okay. So, sea salt. It's Italian, that's paprika, that's... I'm just gonna add in a dash of table salt because I can't find it. There. A little bit of salt. Oh. Nice. Now we got it melted. Now we got it melty. Melted chocolate. Nice. Our chocolate is nice and melted. Good. Oh, butter's not done yet. Butter's not totally melted yet, but we don't want to burn it, so we're going to just keep it stirring it a little bit. Now it says that once this is cooked, you gotta set it aside, but I'm not sure how to keep the chocolate from sticking to the bottom of the pan because it didn't say how to do that. But it's nice and glossy, and it smells delicious. Smells like chocolate. It's a good thing. It's supposed to smell like chocolate. So now that chocolate's all done, we're going to turn off the burner. And this is what it looks like in the inside. You can't see that. Fine. Are you seeing it? I can't tell. There. That's what it looks like on the inside. So now, chocolate's all nice and melted, just the way you want it. And then Okay, so this has to be okay. That has to be mixed. I just I'll do that then. Okay, so now we're gonna mix this up nicely. This is our flour, cocoa powder, and a little bit of salt. And salt is necessary in baking, while not necessarily in cooking. So we're just gonna stir this up, stir, stir, stir. And then, so that's good. That goes up there. And now, in another bowl, which I don't seem to. Here's another bowl. We take our eggs, which I don't remember how many we needed, but I think it was 2. Does anyone remember? It was 2. 2 eggs. And we're gonna beat them. Gotta beat the eggs. 1 egg. 1 egg. 2 eggs. Two eggs are cracked into bowl. Now we beat them. Until they're pound thicker from it. Not really sure what thick eggs look like. And at some point I have had to remake the carrot cake because it was such a hit. There are literally only 2 pieces left. So look out for that video coming too. Okay. So that's that. Sugar. Shoot. Sugar. I didn't realize how much sugar is needed. 3/4 of a cup. Okay. We're good. So 3/4 of a cup of this goes into that. Three-quarters of a cup. That's a lot of sugar, actually. But mix in the sugar. It says using a mixing stand, but we don't have one, so I'm just using my hands. You want to mix it until the sugar is dissolved. I'm slowly adding the sugar in. Well, we have one, but my mom's at a meeting and I don't want to disturb her for the mixer. So, we won't be doing that today. So that's the sugar. And actually, this looks pretty dang good. Not gonna lie. Now I'm tilting the bowl so I can make sure I get it all mixed in. But you can lay it flat. But to make sure you get everything, you should always tilt it sideways so that you can make sure you stir everything together. Okay, now for the next step, because there are 11. Okay. Add melted chocolate, butter, mixture, and vanilla into this. Okay, so now we're adding the melted chocolate into this. Then we're adding the vanilla extract. Okay. So, cool. Now, I'm not a professional baker by any means, but I love to bake, and this will probably be a regular thing, because other people in my house enjoy when I bake, and, well, baking is a good stress relief. And streaming seems to be an okay thing for me to be doing, so if it helps me with my social anxiety, even better. It does not mean that I'm going to go up to everyone and hug them on the street, but it does mean I can carry on a full conversation. Possibly. Maybe not. That might be pushing it. What is that? Okay, our stove is really weird. I know I turned it off. But unless you hear that click on our stove, it doesn't fully turn off, so the heat was still on. So that could have been bad. Even though I thought it was off. Alright, so now would be about when you add in your vanilla extract. Any mix-ins that you want. I'm going to add in the vanilla extract, but I am not adding in any extras. This time. Maybe next time. But I can't remember how much it said in the vanilla extract, so I'm going to look again. 2 teaspoons. Okay, 2 teaspoons is That's a quarter. It's a half. This is a teaspoon. One. 2 teaspoons. Okay. You know, I'm probably streaming to myself, and that's okay. Because I'm having a blast. And anyone who watches this later can follow the recipe because I've given you exact directions and step-by-step instructions. And I will go through the ingredients once again. Hello! Welcome to making brownies. We have melted chocolate. We have sugar. Okay, next. Add the dry ingredients. Shoot. Okay. Sugar goes away. Hi there. I have a viewer. Okay, so now this is the sugar. This is flour, cocoa, and a little bit of salt that were added together before, earlier in the stream. We are just going to add a little bit at a time so I can continue stirring it. This is all made from scratch. I used milk chocolate morsels that we had in the house. We also had flour and all the ingredients, so I didn't have to do anything besides get them out of the pantry and stuff. You can make all kinds of different fillings, but for this one I'm just doing plain chocolate. You can make dark chocolate depending on if you have the dark chocolate chips. We had some, but I really like milk chocolate, so that's why we're going with milk chocolate today. It's all based on personal preference. I got this off of Pinterest. It's by someone called Laura on Pinterest. It's the best ever brownies from scratch. Oh, it's best homemade brownies from scratch. It's this recipe right here. You can go on Pinterest and look up this thing, and you will find the recipe there. I've got it on my phone and printed it out so I could follow it, because I have a hard time following things on my phone. And if I have any questions, I can also just bring the paper with me instead of my phone to bring things to the person who I'm questioning. Okay, this is getting really hard to stir. And I lost my one viewer, but I don't care. did they think that I came up with this recipe on my own? I don't know. I don't care. I never once said it was my own recipe. I said I from scratch. So now I'm just trying to stir, really mix. And I forgot to preheat the oven. Go figure, right? Now it says you can add in chocolate chips or nuts or things, but we're just going to leave it plain for this one time. First time is always best to just follow the recipe. And that's exactly what I've done. But I will be using a bigger pan than it recommends because there are 6 people in the house and we are all, I probably should have doubled this recipe. Knowing just how big of, how much everyone in this house likes chocolate. So, I had forgotten to preheat the oven. So that's this. Trying to think. Where's the cap? Ah. Here it is. Right, this should be soaking. Because otherwise it's going to be really hard to get off. So that's soaking now. This is going there. And this batter is good. And this goes right there. And well, it's our pan. Where's the baking soda? Here it is. Found it. Just because you should always spray the pan. This one is canola oil spray. Makes it non-stick. Okay. So now what we're going to do is just pour it in. Just trying to I used the wrong thing. I should have used a whisk or a spatula.